How are you doing today? I wanted to give you guys a big thank you. I'm about 15 subscribers away from 250 subs. Can't even believe it. Thank you so much. It's just amazing how fast things have been going, and it's all because of you. Thank you. I have been super excited lately because in less than 2 weeks, I'm going to be down in Florida and I'm going to be training like a pro. That's 20 hours a week for 3 months. And I want to bring you guys along with me, show you what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, because my goal is August of this year. I did 420 watts for 20 minutes. It's absolutely crazy. I can't believe it that I even did it, but you know what happens. Once you get something, you want to get a little more. And that's where I'm at now. And so next year, my goal is 430. I'm going to show the whole thing and I want to bring you along for the ride. So please subscribe. I have a goal, 10,000 subs by the end of next year. I really want to get there because bringing out the best content for you guys is so important to me. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. I have no clue what I'm doing. I really don't with this YouTube. I'm working hard. I really care about what I'm doing, but I'm figuring things out as I go here. So just bear with me, guys. That being said, if you do subscribe, please leave a comment because I want to acknowledge it and say thank you. Subscribe, comment, and you'll get a thank you from me. Thank you. Okay, guys, let's get into the video. Go over these 5 workouts with you. And I'm going to give a disclaimer at the beginning. These are pro level workouts. And what I mean by that is they're very, very difficult. The purpose of me doing this video is I want you guys to try these workouts and see if they work for you. They helped me, so I hope they help you. If you're having trouble doing them, no problem. Just wheel it back a bit. And some days it's just not going to work. So if there's 4 intervals prescribed and you can only do 3, you can only do 3. That's great. If you can't do the 120% of your FTP or the 80% of your FTP or whatever it is, wheel it back. No problem. It's just about trying your best and building up over time. So let's start with the first one. The first one isn't too hard. It's a base ride, but it's very important. Once I decided to do periodization workouts and do 3 months of base riding before I got into the intervals, that's where I really saw it change in my fitness. And a base ride for me is nothing above 210 watts. That's the top of my zone 1. So whatever your zone 1 is, you just don't want to go over it. But what you want to do is stay on the pedals. So you want to make sure that you're always pedaling and you're coasting very little. You don't want to spike either. So if you're going up a hill, you really want to try and keep those watts down. When you're going downhill, you want to try and keep those watts up. It's a great time to work on your cadence. If you live in a place where there's only up or down, like say the Santa Monica Mountains, I stayed out there for a bit earlier this year. Absolutely loved it. Hope I can get back there. If you're in a place like that, what you want to do is go a little bit above as you're going uphill. So say 250 watts for me to make up for that no pedaling on the downhill. Found that worked very well for me. Base rides, very important. They help me tremendously. Workout number 2 is what I like to call loaded intervals. And you can do these intervals with different lengths. So you can do them at 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. So let's say you have a hill near your house that's 4 minutes long or 8 minutes long or 9 minutes or whatever. You want to do the intervals based on that hill and then add up the interval time, 20 to 40 minutes of interval time, depending on the intensities of the interval. So let's say you're doing 3 times 10 minutes. And if you don't have a 10-minute hill, then you can do 4 times 8 minutes or 3 times 8 minutes. That gets you closer to 30. Or 6 times 4 minutes, something like that. So loaded intervals, they're loaded at the front and they're loaded at the back. So I've been recently doing these 5-minute intervals that I absolutely love because the great thing about intervals is how they chew up the time. It's if you do a 4-hour ride staring at your Garmin the entire time, it's a lot easier to get through that 4 hours if you're focused on, oh, I just got to get to the next 2 minutes, then I get a 10-minute break. Find getting through these 5-minute intervals really easy. And so what they're comprised of is the first minute at 120% of your FTP, 3 minutes at 90% of your FTP, and the last minute at 120. Amazing workout. That's 5 minutes. You do 5 of those. You take a 10-minute break. When I do these loaded intervals for 10 minutes, it's a little different where I'm not as precise with the wattage. So what I mean by that is I go hard for a minute. I cruise at race tempo for 8 minutes and then smash the last minute, really focusing on the last 10 seconds to simulate a race. A lot of these intervals, and the reason we do these front and back intervals like this is to simulate a race. If you notice when you go out and you're fresh legged and you're ready to go and you got a break and you hit that KOM, that you're doing better watts than you ever could at the end of the race. It's because you're fatigued. That's why a lot of these intervals are focused on stuff like that, where you're sitting at a steady state, you come up and then you come back down. I found doing a lot of intervals like that really helped me. This brings us to workout number 3, FTP Builder. This is absolutely one of my favorite workouts. I have a whole video on just this workout. If you're interested, check it out. 4 times 20 minutes, and those 20 minutes are comprised of 80% at 4 minutes and 110% at 1 minute. And then you do 4 of those, gives you 20 minutes. Big break in between, that's 15, 20 minutes, as much as you need, and then you hit it again. As I said before, just do what you can. If you need to bring the watts down, if you need to bring the interval length down, no problem. This is a great workout because it really simulates racing. And when you start getting into that 4th set, it really represents the fatigue that you have to push through, just like in a race where you need that power at the end. And that's really the difference, the biggest difference that I've seen over the years as I've gained fitness. I've seen a much bigger jump in how long I can hold the intervals, how many more intervals I can do versus max power. That's what wins the race. If you can do a 1500 watt sprint at the end of 4 hours loaded with the last 3 minutes at like 400 watts, that's absolutely amazing. That brings us into the 4th workout, and that's 30 on, 30 off. So 30 seconds at 120% of your FTP, 30 seconds off. 10 minutes of that, as much rest as you need, between 10, 15 minutes, and then you're doing 5 of those total. These are working high end. This is gonna help with your 2, 3, 4, 5 minute power. These are great because they're helping the accelerations. What I do is like mix them up a little bit. I might do one seated, I might do one standing, I might do one where I stand for the first 7 seconds and then stand for the last 7 seconds. I just mix them up, have fun with them, and really just try and stay consistent with those. And these are working acceleration and that low down power, and they have helped me tremendously. This brings us to our last workout, and I think this could be one of the most important ones, is recovery. And this is something that I've really screwed up over the years, and when I was able to really understand what I needed to do, it helped me so much. That's why I put it on the list, because I said really screwed this up. I'm going out and doing a recovery ride at 90 minutes and 180 watts, which is absolutely crazy. Now, I never go more than an hour and a half, and my average watts would be 190. I'm not even pedaling for minutes at a time. I'm just cruising, enjoying the bike. When I was training as much as I was, you're always like, oh, okay, I got this next workout. What am I doing? Okay, I got to hit those watts. And it's just, sometimes it's mentally exhausting. So I use those recovery days as a way to reset mentally. Those are the best 5 workouts that I have done in the last year that have helped me tremendously. I really hope you guys try them out and let me know what you think about them. I would love to hear from you. I want to know what kind of videos you guys would love to see. I have my Amanda back there. I got the crank off of it. I'm going to put a 53 tooth chain ring on it for Florida. You guys really seem to love the videos about the Amanda, and I'm curious to know what kind of videos do you want to see me do? You want to see when I put the crank on or anything in particular? Would love to take your advice on what kind of content you would love to see. That being said, guys, I really want to get to my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of next year. Would love it if you could help me out. I would love to take you along for my cycling journey over the next 3 months. It's going to be exciting, so I really do hope you subscribe. Please like it if you liked it. And as I keep saying, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. And I really hope to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you soon.